This is a Mining Interactive video production.
Welcome. I'm John Pifer with another Mining Interactive video. And this one is most timely. My guest is the Chief Executive Officer and the President of Mawson Resources, Michael Hudson. Welcome.
Thank you, John.
Always good to see you. And in this instance, to find out about a new project in Spain that is at the stage of getting final grants and approvals. It's quite a process to line up all the ducks, so to speak. What's going on with the Don Benito project?
As we've just announced today, we've made a major leap forward with the permitting of that project. As people are aware, the Spanish mining law is quite complex, but simply the permitting has started. So we were just requested by the authorities in Spain for a first-up guarantee payment, which is the first payment that triggers the permitting or granting of those leases. Now, that is significant because we expect that process to take somewhere between 3 and 6 months, which is a standard time. Once that occurs, when the state reserve, which contains that historic mine, is lifted, it will fall automatically to the company. So basically it just becomes a time and permitting process, the risks removed, and we're going down that path now. So basically it's given us a whole lot of confidence to go forward.
Well, I know from our earlier conversations that you're quite excited and you're looking at this historic mine that once was operational and looking at it with a view to seeing it operational again.
Exactly. I mean, this project really sets us apart from most competitors in the uranium space. It is a unique project. It's had more than 30 kilometres of drilling. We've got all that data. We're compiling it all now. It's got the roads to site. It's got the power. It had a mill at site that is no longer in place, but with those resources and that infrastructure, and we haven't seen any environmental hurdles to date. We have a PhD environmental mining engineer who's our technical director down in Spain managing that process for us. So it really sets us apart and gives us that near production scenario. We'll take this into a scoping study which should be completed by the first quarter of 2008.
Now you refer to infrastructure. What, roads and power, is that still available or accessible?
Completely, straight to site. It's off a bitumen road about 7 kilometres. The power lines are still directly to site. There's buildings still on site. So it was left basically in 1990 because the economics of mining uranium back then were very different to today.
And is it your intention in the beginning of 2008 to study the feasibility of reopening?
Exactly. So the process is, now that we're confident on the permitting process, we're compiling all the data. We've got some very experienced geologists down in Spain who are working for us down there, compiling the data. We've got the 43101 compliant resource that will be ready sometime towards later this year. Once all that data has been compiled, then concurrently and a little bit past that process, we'll work at a scoping study to determine the economics. If that's positive and on the back of the envelope calculations we've done to date, we believe it was got a good chance to be so, we'll go forward with a pre-feasibility and feasibility study, that's the way each mining process goes. That's a very standard process.
And would it be fair to say, Michael Hudson, that the investor may not fully comprehend the hoops and regulatory things you have to go through just to get something like this up and operational?
It has been a long time, John. I think that's a very good question. It's been a long time since really a uranium mine has been opened anywhere around the world. There's only been a couple of instances. So certainly it will be a new process for the whole industry to go through as we're working in this new paradigm and a new environmental regulations from 20 or 30 years ago. The mandate to mine is not there. We've got to earn the mandate from the local communities, and that certainly has changed as things have moved on over the last 30 years.
And how's the relationship with the Spanish mining authorities and the government?
It's great. We've been working there for the last year and a little bit more now, just building up credibility and showing that we're serious, and we are very serious at getting this Don Benito project back into mining.
Credibility is the key, and that's one to watch for from Mawson Resources, the Don Benito project in Spain. You'll be hearing a lot about it. I'm John Pifer for Mining Interactive, thanking Michael Hudson for joining me as always, and thanking you for taking your time to get some more insight on the mining sector. Join us again.